spend somewhere else, though, is a penny spent somewhere else. And every penny we don't spend is a penny not spent. So we will see. Oh, here's a new hero of mine, Caroline Woolard, from Our Goods and the Trade School in Brooklyn. Come. We were going to have her a slide up. Could you just say the order?
Hey, we're honored to be here. Is this on? I don't think this is on. Maybe I'll just share. We got the Mutt and Jeff thing going a little bit. So I'm Caroline Woolard, and I'm Jen Abrams. We're from ourgoods.org. We are two of the co-founders, along with Rich Watts, Louise Ma, and Carl Cashian.
Our Goods is a barter network for creative people.
We connect artists, designers, craftspeople, and activists to share skills, spaces, and objects. On Our Goods, people can go to get help getting projects of passion off the ground.
We also run Trade School that Doug mentioned. It's a self-organized school that runs on barter. So at Our Goods, we think a lot about the social nature of exchange because we build technologies that connect people.
So Our Goods is a tool for getting stuff done, and like any tool, it has a bias towards certain kinds of interactions. Every site makes certain kinds of interactions easier and others harder. So the question that we're always asking ourselves is, what kinds of interactions does our technology encourage, and what kinds of motivations does our technology assume?
So on a site, what kind of person am I? Am I someone who's trying to make money? Am I someone who's trying to connect to people? Do I want to share my ideas or learn something? What is it that motivates me?
And what kind of assumptions about human behavior or motivations are we embodying in the technology we create? And then how do those assumptions then shape the world we're living in?
So as we all know, people are motivated by a variety of things that can't be compensated with money. People are motivated by a desire to speak truth or produce beauty, to connect to a network, to share their ideas, to influence people, to be told they're smart. Wikipedia is proof of concept for that. But how do we connect this with physical reality now that we're in this information era? How can we just motivate people to be supported in this diversity of desires they have?
So there are a lot of new sites and new technologies for connecting people in real space. We kind of feel like we've come to synagogue. Some of our rabbis are here. And a lot of those are about making use of excess capacity. And so now I can rent my neighbor my power drill or my lawnmower or my car. And that's a great model. It's very green. But what about sharing and what about lending? So what is gained when I lend my lawnmower to my neighbor instead of renting it?
So we're thinking about the kind of exchange. And money is really clean. It finishes transactions clearly. But when you take money out of the equation, when, say, you share your lawnmower with your neighbor instead of renting it to them, you actually have to have a conversation, and the currency becomes trust. You have to rely on each other. So all of a sudden you have to talk to each other about what you need.
So relationships of trust posit future potential, and trust builds networks, and networks are the things we use when large systems like our government or our economy fail us, or when we just want to feel less alone.
So again, we're a barter site. We help people connect to each other to get independent projects done.
So we chose barter instead of renting or gifting because barter requires two people to have a conversation about value and what feels fair, and then articulate their expectations of each other.
So if money is like a published book, the same for every reader, barter is more like oral storytelling, which changes in dialogue between the teller and the listener. Exchange is very social, and we think that value should be determined in the context of the relationship.
And that allows us to make space for non-monetary motivations of behavior, like Caroline said before, like the desire to invest in other people or a sense of belonging. So what we really need now, we think, is more tools that connect people along shared values.
So this is our provocation for you. How can we build more platforms that embody the ethics of a world we want to belong to?